When I got home, my brother called, "Do you have a knife? We have to cut down Dad." Cut him down from what? I couldn't process what my brother Sammy was saying. "I'm in the basement, hurry up." His voice was pure panic. I sprinted through the front door and grabbed the biggest knife from the kitchen drawer. My hands shook as I thundered down the basement stairs, taking them 3 at a time. What I saw at the bottom stopped me cold. Dad was suspended from the ceiling beam with rope around his wrists. His feet barely touched the ground, and a gag was stuffed in his mouth. Sammy was trying to untie the knots, but his fingers kept slipping. Dad's face was purple, and his eyes were bulging with fear. What happened? I rushed over with the knife. "I found him like this." Sammy held Dad's weight while I sawed at the rope. The knife was dull, and the rope was thick. Every second felt like an hour as I hacked away. Dad made muffled sounds through the gag, getting more frantic. Finally, the rope snapped, and he collapsed onto us. We lowered him to the ground, and I pulled the cloth from his mouth. "Your mother! They took your mother. We don't have much time left." Dad gasped for air between words. Sammy helped him sit up while I tried to make sense of what he was saying. Someone had tied up our father in our own basement. Someone had taken our mother. None of this felt real. We half-carried Dad up the stairs and to my car. He could barely walk and kept mumbling about Mom being in danger. Sammy drove while I sat in the back with Dad trying to get more information. He was too shaken to explain clearly. Just kept saying, "They took her," and we had to hurry. The police station was only 10 minutes away, but it felt like forever. Dad stumbled through the entrance and collapsed into a chair while Sammy explained to the desk officer. She called for detectives immediately when she saw Dad's wrists and heard the word kidnapping. 2 detectives took us to an interview room. Dad was more coherent now, but his story didn't make much sense. He'd come home from work early and found 2 men in our house. They'd jumped him before he could react, tied him up in the basement, made him watch on his phone as they drove away with Mom in her own car. "Can you track her phone?" Sammy asked desperately. The detectives tried, but her phone was off or destroyed. Without a location, they couldn't issue an Amber Alert or know where to send units. We were stuck in that room while Mom was out there somewhere with whoever had done this. That's when Sammy's face lit up with realization. "She took my car for work today. Mine has GPS tracking for insurance." He pulled out his phone and opened the tracking app with shaking fingers. The location showed an address across town, an empty parking lot by an old warehouse district. The detectives called for backup, but we were already heading for the door. "You need to let us handle this." One detective tried to stop us. Dad pushed past him with surprising strength for someone who'd just been tortured. We piled into my car and sped toward the warehouse. Sammy gave directions from his phone while Dad gripped the dashboard. The parking lot was empty except for Sammy's car parked at the far end. No other vehicles, no signs of people. We approached carefully, even though every instinct screamed at us to run.